All right, next up under the effects menu, we've got the noise gate. We've kind of seen noise gates to a certain extent before with some of the compression and limiting effects that we can do within SoundForge. But SoundForge also gives you an independent noise gate that you can use to eliminate, for example, getting rid of quiet sections and making them absolutely silent on a vocal track between sentences and things like that. Let's take a look. All right, we've got some of our sample VO here. And what I've done is I've got the track, and I've in this gap here, you can kind of visually see. Let's zoom in a little bit. That there is some noise and some things happening here. It's not completely silent. So if I play a little bit, you might even be able to hear it very subtly. Trim and crop command. So there's some little kind of funkiness happening in here. And if this was a big old long file and I had potentially bunches of areas that were like that, and I wanted to be able to, rather than go in and try and individually, edit each one of those things out, do it in more of a global fashion, come up here to the effects menu, go to the noise gate, and what I have is I have control over the attack time and the release time. The attack time and the threshold level. Let's talk about that first, actually. Threshold level is basically determining at what volume level audio will go through the noise gate and it not affected at all. Anything below that level is not allowed and thus is turned into silence. So right now I've got it at minus 32 dB. The attack time is how quickly after it goes through that the noise gate opens back up again. And then the release time basically is talking about how quickly after it goes through the threshold that the noise gate is closed. So really only 3 parameters to mess with here. I found, especially for stuff like we're talking about here with this VO, that the presets, and some of the presets actually work really well. Noise gate 1 and noise gate 2 being the ones that I've used most often. In the case of this file we've got here, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and just select just the area that we want to affect here with a little bit of audio at the beginning and end. Let's go back up here to our filter and let's preview it. We can see, if you look at the meters, that there is the noise there happening in the middle. So let's now apply it and look at the filter, and now voila, you can see all those artifacts that we saw in there earlier are completely gone, and that whole section has been reduced to absolute silence. So, again, it's kind of one of those trial and error things. You've got to kind of preview your audio, and you've got to adjust the threshold level to determine what it's going to let through and what it's not going to let through, because frankly, some of the settings can be a little bit too radical. For example, if I preview the whole file here. This is a quick test showing how you can use the auto trim and crop command. Strong beats only, gets rid of everything except for really strong sections. All right, this is a quick test showing how you can use the auto trim and crop command to eliminate silence. Some of this is actually a little bit better to see on a music track. Let's apply it here. You can see how it was really, because this is strong beats only, it was really letting only the strong beats through, and anything that was below that kind of a large hit, especially in terms of the amplitude, it was just reducing to nothing, and that's because the threshold level was set so high. So that's how the noise gate works.